morning. Today we can discuss about this DC chopper circuit in this video lecture. First one, let us we are start. But before we are starting, I give the myself introduce myself, Professor R.B. Vagasia, working as assistant professor in Dr. Subhas Technical Campus. So today we can discuss about the DC chopper circuit. Basic DC chopper is that is nothing but a DC to DC converter. So DC chopper circuit is used to convert the DC voltage into variable DC voltage. Input is given to the constant DC voltage and we are getting the output is variable DC voltage, right? And the basic can be done by using a thyristor, and that can be work as a switching element. Basically the DC chopper circuit that can be classified in three different way. First, that is known as a step up chopper, second step down, and third one is combined step up as well as step down chopper. If the input voltage is greater than output voltage, so that type of the chopper circuit is known as a step down or a buck chopper circuit. In case of the boost chopper circuit, if the output voltage that is greater than or equal to that input voltage, so that circuit it is known as a boost chopper, otherwise it is also known as a step up chopper. And third one is the step up and down. It means that is a combination of buck and boost chopper, so either voltage can be increased or a decrease. So that type of the chopper circuit is known as a DC step up down chopper circuit. And the application of this DC chopper circuit that can be used in DC motor speed control. Now, dear my friends, we can discuss about the basic principle of DC chopper circuit. Here we can draw the basic DC chopper circuit. Here we can utilize the one switch. Switch can be goes is either it is a open condition or a closed condition. When switch is turned on or off, and both are the done periodically. So in this way, that constant voltage can be connected and disconnected from the load if the switch can be goes into the closed condition, so that load can be directly connect, and if switch can be goes into the open condition, so that input does not connect with the load. So that here we have to draw the basic waveform of this output waveform. In this waveform, we have to divide the two half cycle in T1 as well as the T off condition, and the total time period that we are getting from T1 plus T off. So instantaneous voltage across the load is either 0 or input voltage Vi when the switch goes into the off condition. At the time that output voltage is 0, if switch goes into the on condition, at the time output voltage equal to Vi. So now we are calculating the average DC output voltage, that is our V out equal to T1 divided by a total T. Total T means it is a addition of T1 plus T off into Vi, right? So now we can simplify that T1 plus T off, so that can be represented as a T, so into Vi. Now output voltage V out equal to D into Vi. Now output voltage as a function of duty cycle, right? So we can defining the duty cycle. Duty cycle is nothing but it is a ratio of turn on divided by the total time period T. And the output voltage varies linearly with your duty cycle. So it is possible to control the output voltage from 0 to Vi as a duty cycle is vary from 0 to 1. So that when we can increase the duty cycle is 0 to 1, At the time, output voltage can be increased from 0 to Vi. So that now we can discuss about the method for varying the average output voltage. So dear my friends, so that can be divided in two different methods. First, pulse width modulation, and second, pulse frequency modulation. So dear my students, in case of the pulse width modulation and pulse frequency modulation, first one we can clear about that what is the basic difference between pulse width modulation and pulse frequency modulation. In case of the pulse width modulation, the pulse width that is known as a T1 is varied while the all over switching period is kept constant. Again I repeat, in case of the pulse width modulation, the pulse width that can be represented as a T1 is varied while switching all over switching period is kept constant, right? So in this waveform we have to consider the three different waveform. In first case, we take the value of D is large, second case medium, and third case we have to consider the value of D is small, right? Now still we are clear about that. In case of the pulse width modulation, the T1 is varied while all over switching period is kept constant. But in case of the frequency modulation, pulse frequency modulation, exactly opposite to that pulse width modulation. So that pulse width modulation, in case of that pulse frequency modulation, T1 is kept constant while the frequency, that means the time period, is varied, right? So here we have to also find the different value of four waveforms, right? So first one we can discuss about the pulse width modulation. In first waveform, we have to find the total time period T, and it is the addition of T1 plus T off, right? So now we can take the total time period is T is constant, because in case of the pulse width modulation only the on period is increased, right? On period is varied while switching period is constant, and inversely proportional of switching period, that is known as a frequency. So in second case, we can decrease the T on period, and third case again we can decrease the T on period in pulse width modulation. Now we can discuss about the pulse frequency modulation. In case of the pulse frequency modulation, total T1 is constant. So each and every waveform T1 is kept constant, but the total time period, that will be a different, right? So basic using these two method, pulse width modulation and pulse frequency modulation. Later we can discuss about the DC chopper circuit. Now the classification of DC chopper circuit. Basically three types of the DC chopper circuit. First, step down chopper. Second, step up chopper. Third, step up and down chopper. That means it is a combination of first and second chopper circuit. In case of the step down chopper, if the output voltage can be decreased from the input voltage, so it is known as a step down chopper. Step up chopper, if output voltage can be increased from the input voltage, so it is known as a step up chopper. And if we are getting the both output voltage, either it can be increased or decreased, so that is a combination of step up and down choppers. Now first, in this video we can discuss about the step down, otherwise it is also known as a buck chopper. If the output voltage is less than or equal to the input voltage, then this type of the chopper circuit is known as a step down chopper or a buck converter. So that can be work in two different mode. First one is the continuously conduction mode, and the second one that can be work into the discontinuously conduction mode, right? Now this is the basic step down chopper circuit. In top circuit, that is our basic step down chopper circuit. Here that circuit can be designing by using a switching element S as well as the diode VD. So voltage across the diode is VD and we take the output from load resistance VR, right? So that switch can be goes into the switch can be operate in two different mode. Either switch can be goes into the turn on condition, or a switch can be goes into the turn off condition. In bottom figure, figure A, that is a equivalent circuit of on state, and in figure B, that is a equivalent circuit of off state. Now how we represent that on state and off state? In on state, that switch can be goes into the turn on condition. Now switch can be goes into the turn on condition, right? So that supply voltage Vi is directly connect with your voltage across the diode. Now diode can be goes into the reverse bias condition, because P terminal of diode is connect the N region of diode, and N terminal of diode is connect with the P terminal of battery. So that polarity will be reverse. So that can be goes into the reverse bias condition. In case of the reverse bias condition, that can be operate as a open switch, right? So that current I1 can be pass through that your load resistance IL. Now consider the second figure. If that switch can be goes into the turn off condition, so switch is turn off condition, so input voltage does not connect with the diode, so the diode can be goes into the forward bias condition. In case of the forward bias, that can be work as a closed switch, right? So that can be goes into the off state. Now continuously current mode, so that is a basic waveform of that DC chopper circuit. Here we have to find the different value of output voltage V out, right? So that output voltage can be divided into positive half cycle as well as in negative half cycle. Case of the positive half cycle, that switch can be goes into the on condition, so that time period can be represented as a T on. And in negative half cycles, otherwise that can be represented as a T off period, and during the T off period, diode can be goes into the turn on condition. So diode can be goes into the turn on condition. So in second B waveform, we are getting the current ID, right? So during the negative half cycle, when diode is goes into the turn on condition, so we are getting the current ID. Similarly, input current, we are getting that when that switch is goes into the on condition, because current can be flow when that switch can be goes into the off condition. If it can be goes into the open condition, we cannot pass the current. So similarly, we are getting the output voltage is continuously increase when switch can be goes into the on condition. When switch can be goes into the off condition, so the output current can be continuously decrease, and that can be represented in your waveform number D, right? And the last and important waveforms, that is a waveform across the VL, right? So when that switch can be goes into the on condition, at the time we are getting the positive voltage, and when diode can be goes into the on condition, at the time we are getting the output is negative voltage, right? So that if the element are ideal, right, so that DC power drawn from the source must be equal to that DC power absorbed by the load, right? So power output voltage, that means it can be represented as a P0 equal to Pi. So dear my students, we know that P equal to Vi. So P0 that can be represented as a V0 into I0, and equal to Pi equal to Vi into I. So finally we are calculating the equation of I0 that is our Vi into II divided by the Vi into D. So that let us we have to discuss about that continuously current mode and discontinuously current mode. So that is the second waveform of the discontinuously current mode. In case of the discontinuously current mode, we are not getting the continuously outputs, so that polarity of that waveforms will be reversed in case of the discontinuously output. So that we have to go that switch goes into the on condition, that can be represented as a T1 condition, and while a diode is on condition, so that can be represented as a T off condition. And similarly we can find the T on as well as the T off period output waveforms, right? So that output of discontinuously current mode approximately less than to that just continuously current mode, right? So now, dear my friends, the application of DC chopper circuit. Basically, a DC chopper circuit, that is the step down chopper circuit, especially it can be utilized for the regulated switch mode power supply. It can be also used in DC motor drives. It can be also used in electrical mobiles, and measure it can be also used in telecommunication equipments, right? So dear my friends, up to that you have to clear about that how that DC chopper can be works, and especially step down chopper, otherwise it is also known as a buck converter. So that in next video I can discuss about the boost converter as well as the combination of step up and step down converter.